All right, welcome in, you guys. I'm your host, Andrea, with From Mrs. to Ms. This is a solo episode that I'm doing this week, and it's a little bittersweet, and I am going to have emotions through it. I know I am. It's something that I just decided I wanted to talk about. There's an event that is coming up this coming weekend that I wanted to address and talk about with you guys and kind of just give you my feelings and my thoughts and my emotions and hopefully get some feedback from you guys. I know others have gone through this. So this weekend, my son is getting married. And wow, like what a moment this is for me as a mom, right? So I've been feeling all of these emotions. I'm feeling joy, I'm feeling pride, nostalgia, and honestly, probably a little bit of fear, internal fear. Not afraid of the major outcome, but afraid of how it will affect me on the day and thereafter, I guess. Um, because when your son gets married or your daughter, the relationship shifts. In this case, I'm no longer the first woman that he turns to. And that kind of brings up a lot more feelings than maybe I expected. So today I want to talk about what it's really like for a mom when her son gets married. We're going to explore the delicate balance between holding on to your bond with your child while also fully welcoming your new daughter in law into the family. And I'm going to share some of the expectations that I had, maybe the ones I didn't even realize that I was carrying, and how they've been challenged. And I want to get into some of the things that moms don't always talk about, like the fear of being replaced, how to let go with grace, and what it means to create space for a brand new family to form. And so if you're a parent who's been through this, I hope you'll nod along and you'll feel seen. And if you haven't yet, this might give you a little window into what's ahead and when your child steps into marriage. Either way, this is going to be an honest, heartfelt, and probably a little emotional because that's exactly what this moment is for me. So, wow, I feel like I'm already kind of feeling all the feels already, right? It's coming on quick. So just a little backstory. This is my older son, Hunter. He's 28 years old. He and his amazing bride to be have been together for 8 years, and her name is Jenna. Lovely, lovely young woman. I've got to know her over the years, more so in the last 5 or so years that I've been living here in California. And they are two peas in a pod. They are meant to be together. There's no doubt in my mind the way they look at each other, the way they see each other, the way they support, the way they embrace each other. I think everybody strives for a relationship like that, right? So it's been nothing but a blessing to see them grow from where they were at a younger age to where they are now, and they have gone through it all, and they've gone through this process. They knew where they wanted to be at a certain point in their lives, and they knew, you know, that they wanted to be married at this particular time. So they got engaged a little over a year ago, and things moved quick. And I admit, because I'm talking freely and honestly, it moved faster than maybe I thought it would. I kind of thought we would do the engagement, which was beautiful. It was in Lake Tahoe. And then I thought it would be okay, now we're going to take some time and really just enjoy the engagement. And then we're going to start planning the wedding. So I don't know. I guess if I really thought about it, maybe like a 2-year time frame is what I would have thought. But here we are. So they got engaged in June of 2024, getting married in October of 2025. Not really that crazy, that far off. I think it just started happening faster. And, in all fairness, Jenna, who is just lovely, and as most, young women are, or women in general who are having their first wedding, they want it to be magical and they've dreamt about it since they were a child, right? Most girls were like that. I wasn't, for some reason. I just didn't have that gene in me that couldn't wait to get married and wanted this magical wedding. Did I have one? Yes. And it was amazing, but it was never like a desire from a very young age. And so this has been a desire for Jenna. So I totally appreciate that and honor that. And so I understand why once the engagement happened, it kind of just took, this rumbling effect right away. And I think within a week, she was maybe asking me for my guest list. Looking back, I laugh on that now, right? Like gosh, it's already been a year and a half almost since that happened. So I kind of knew at that point it was coming quickly. And that's okay, because I want it to be what they want and their timeline. And that's not part of my desire here, right? I just go with the flow. So here's the thing. I just want to talk about what it means for a mom when her little boy all of a sudden becomes a husband, right? So thinking about Hunter in our relationship growing up, we've always been very close. I'm very close with both my sons. I have a 28-year-old and I have a 23-year-old. I've always been extremely close with both of them. Now, Hunter is very different than Grant. Hunter is a little bit more reserved, has a little bit more of a wall up. He's very methodical. He's very logical, analytical. All of those ickle words is what Hunter is. And because of that, he is thriving. He is an entrepreneur. He has an incredible mind, incredible drive. He has his own business that is just doing so well. And I'm so proud of him for all of those things. And I truly believe all of those characteristics have got him to that point. Now, as a mom, he's always been very sweet to me, very loving, still calls me mommy to this day. And I will let him call me that till the day I die. But he's always been just a little bit more standoffish. He has only had one girlfriend prior to Jenna. And, even I remember the first girlfriend being a little bit tough for me when I saw them hug for the first time. I had to take a moment. I went into my room and I had a little bit of a meltdown because that was the first time that I had seen him embrace another woman in a way that was just different. And it just felt different. There was something in it. And yeah, I had to take a moment on that one. So fast forward to now, I'm sure you can imagine how I'm feeling with him having a woman in his life that is now going to be his wife and his bride and their future together. And so, we've had so many moments growing up with Hunter and I. Grant, my younger son, was on tour with a group called Kids Bop. And so he toured with them for 3 years from age 10 to almost 14. And my ex-husband would travel with him a lot. They were gone on weekends and heading into the week. And so Hunter and I were together a lot. It was just the two of us. And so we would watch shows together. We are both big, huge movie buffs. We still are. We still watch a lot of movies together. And so that was a lot of our bonding time together, was just the growing up in the movie business, right? He did acting. So that was a big thing for him. I headed that up for him and really helped him. He had Smucker's commercials that he was on. He had 10 national commercials that were out. And so I helped him to get that role in that contract. And that just started, our bond together. We always had that. We've done movie reviews together. That's another thing that we've also done together live. I've wanted to do a podcast with him. We just bond over things like that. So that's kind of where he and I came from with that. So, when Jenna came into his life, obviously, I loved her right off the bat. She's a wonderful young woman. And, they became very close very quickly. And like I said, they became committed, I think, within maybe a month of dating. And they've just grown together immensely. And it's been beautiful to watch them grow. It has been such a joy and treat to see their bond and how they've gotten along. So fast forward again up to now, it's interesting when I spend time with them and going through this whole process, because it's a different feeling for the mom. I think because I feel, if I'm being honest, a little left out of his life naturally, as I would feel. I believe that's a natural feeling because you are now not the most important person or woman in his life, right? And somebody else has taken that place. And so it's had me step back a little bit. I respect their relationship. I don't try to interject. I don't try to judge, or put my thoughts and beliefs on them. Of course, I love to give advice. I love to tell them my thoughts, my ideas, but it's never in a pressure situation where they feel like they have to do what mom wants them to do or feel the way mom wants them to feel. They are very much independent together. And I love that for them. And so there's a lot of mixed feelings here, right? I'm feeling pride. I'm so proud. I mean, I'm so proud. Think about that. He's just gone through such an amazing life so far. And to be 28 years old, to found the love of his life, and they're going to get married. I have no doubt that they will live and be happy and happily married forever. And they're going to produce amazing, beautiful grandchildren for us. I'm very excited about that. But there's also that little insecurity about what I feel. Will she love him like I do? And I know it's in a different kind of love. I know that. And she will never love him in the same way. I will never love him in the same way. But you can't help but think that, right? Will she love him the way I do? That I would do anything for Hunter. There's nothing I wouldn't do for him. I would take the last morsel of food out of my mouth for that child. And so, but that's a mother son bond, and that's a mother child relationship, period. We would do anything for our child. We grew them within us. They were attached to us. We've held them in our hands from the moment they came on to this earth, and we created them. So that bond will never, ever go away. These feelings that I have right now will go away. They will suppress somewhat. They will disappear. They will, get pushed to the side. And that's okay. That's okay. It's for me to deal with, right? That's not his issue. It's not his problem. It's for me to deal with. So I'm just trying to say, the shift, I'm just working on supporting them both as a couple and figuring out how to do that, not just as my son, my child, but as a couple. So here's the thing. This wedding is going to be magnificent. It's a 3-day event. I am so beyond grateful of what Jenna and her parents have done to have this incredible weekend and wedding for my son. What a blessing and what a true joy that we all get to be a part of that. And I've had mixed feelings along the way a little bit. I think it's harder when the bride's parents are financially responsible for the whole wedding, as tradition. And so it feels a little bit like, you have to just tippy toe a little bit more than maybe you would if you were splitting it, which I'm grateful. I'm not saying I want to split it, so don't get me wrong there. I'm just saying, I have to act a little bit differently or feel a little bit differently. And it's not intentional. It's just the way it is. It's absolutely the way it is. We've had a few ups and downs, a few bumps in the road. Maybe my expectations were a little too high on things that I wanted to be a part of that maybe I wasn't, or felt that I should be included in. I don't have the blessing of a daughter, so I will never know it or see it from that side to know what that feels like, or if they felt like they should have included me in more things or not included me, or what tradition is, what's customary, what things you're doing just out of love, all of those things. And I am just feeling all of the feels with this, because there's so many different sides and roads and avenues to this that I'm trying to embrace it all. And I'm trying to be real about my feelings and my understandings and know what the situation is. And that no matter what, I am going to be a part of this amazing day for the both of them. And I'm going to get to have an incredible dance with my son. And I am going to be a mess. And I know all of that, right? So it's all of these hidden emotions. There's a little bit of grief. There's a little bit of letting go. And that's the part that will make me emotional, is the thought of letting go, right? The fear of being less needed. And that's real. And it's a fair feeling. I feel it's validated. It's real. He doesn't need me like he used to. And he has somebody else to fill that role. And while I know and knew this day was coming, it doesn't make it any easier. It doesn't take away those fears, those emotions. But I'm gaining a daughter-in-law. And I heard somebody say they called it a daughter in love. And I love that because that's what she is to me. Uh, I love Jenna. She is the sweetest girl. I've watched her grow up. I've watched her stand up for herself. I've watched her have fears. Um, I've watched her just blossom. And it's been a journey. And I couldn't be any more grateful for her. I mean, I don't think there's anybody that would be better suited for him. And I love that for them. I mean, how amazing is that? How many people can actually say that? Right. So I don't know. I feel like I'm a little all over the place here because I'm really just pouring it out here. What I'm dealing with, expectations versus reality. Maybe I have fantasies about how close we all are. I want to give them space, but I also want to be a part of everything with them. I don't know how soon they're going to want to have kids. What is that going to look like? I'm going to be looking at, all of those next things. What does the expanding family look like? What are the new traditions going to be? What are the holidays? What is their lifestyle? They're going to be creating their own traditions, things that we've always done may not be a part of their life anymore. And so that's a little bit different. And I'll welcome their new traditions and want to enjoy those with them. But what if they don't include me in those traditions and those holidays and those decisions and that lifestyle? And so I think those are a lot of the fears that I'm going through. What are the roles of the in-laws? I love her mom and dad. They're wonderful. They've been wonderful to us. We've gotten to spend some time with them. Would I like to spend more time with them? Absolutely. I don't think I know them. I think that we are acquaintances. We've spent some time together. We've had some dinners, some events, but I don't feel like I know them. So I would love to do that. I would love to consider her mom one of my friends, if not a close friend. And so, I'm a little bit curious about how the role of the in-laws is going to work. How does that work with grandkids? Are they going to get to have them on certain holidays and every holiday? And now we have to fit into that. I also want to just drop in the caveat that my life and my life with my ex-husband is very, very different than her parents' lives. They've been married for a very long time. They're very cohesive. They do everything together. They are financially stable. They have a large family. They have a beautiful home. They have places for these traditions, these holidays to exist. And it's very different than the life with myself and my ex-husband. As you know, if you've listened to previous episodes, my ex-husband and I are still very close, but we are divorced. We're both dating. I'm in my own place on my own. He's in his own place on his own. We are trying new careers. I'm doing this podcasting thing. I'm on a different path. So I'm not maybe as financially stable as I was when I had my mortgage job. And that's okay. I'm okay with that because I'm loving what I'm doing. And I feel like this was absolutely what I was meant to do. And I'm going to do it whether I'm making $1 or I'm making $1,000,000. So I am here because I love supporting people and I love talking about relationships and dating and friendships and all of the different types of relationships and finding yourself. And this is beyond important to me, which is why I've also created a new podcast called Menopause Love Lounge, because this is my true desire to do this. So my point being that our roles in their lives are very different, right? Myself and my ex-husband have a very different role in this couple's life than her parents do. And so I don't know if I have a little bit of anxiety thinking about how that's going to be and how that's going to turn out, what role we will get to play as opposed to them, right? So beyond that, I want to build a stronger relationship with my daughter in love. And I want it to be based on respect and friendship. I don't want it to be based on any kind of comparison between me and her mom and how that relationship is. I want us to have our own special bond and cohesiveness together that, we can enjoy doing things together. I can spend time with just her, or with just her and their child at some point. So there's a lot of these things that I'm thinking about, right? All of the time. There's just so many things. I'm so excited for this wedding that is coming up this weekend, and it's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot of tears, I'm sure. I'm going to go through a lot of different emotions. I'm going to be so happy for them, and at the same time I know I'm going to be crying like a baby when I have to do the dance with my son. How's that going to be? I'm going to be crying. I'm going to be a mess to lose him. He's my baby. He's my firstborn. And I even thought of something as, you know, Jenna taking his last name. I actually haven't asked that if she is. I'm assuming she is. And I had, for her bridal shower, I had a bridal hanger made that had, the wedding date on it. And of course it said her name, on it. And I thought, actually, somebody asked me why I didn't put on Hunter's last name on there with it. And my response was, because this was maybe 4 months ago, my response was that I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet to have her take his last name, for her to be the new Mrs. Kanoki in his life. Yeah, wow. That's, but I knew this day was coming. It was only 3-4 months away, right? So I will embrace it. I will love it. I will call her whatever she wants to be called. And they are going to be the new Mr. and Mrs. Kanoki. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. So I don't know, just a lot of stuff that I'm learning right now about love, about letting go. Embracing change can be difficult. I'm trying to be so supportive, yet still feel what I need to feel. And, the one thing that I just hope and pray for this weekend, and that they remember, is that while this is a journey for them, it is a new chapter in their lives, right? They are now going to be husband and wife. It's the start of their family. It's the start of their new life together, their new traditions, everything that they're going to be building together. And while this is a new chapter for them, this is also a new chapter for us. And while it's a beautiful chapter, it's a hard chapter to get through, right? And we'll get through it. We'll get through it, of course. But it's an emotional chapter. It's a chapter of feeling. It's a chapter of sadness, yet happiness. A chapter of fear, yet embracement. And I guess that's what I just want them to mostly remember, is that while it is their special day, it is the perfect day for them, and it is going to be all about them. I just want them to remember that this is new for us too. And it's a learning curve for all of us, and to have patience and grace, and remember that while certain things may not be customary, they are out of love. And everything we should be doing on that day should have a human component to it. And everyone should be reminded that there is love and feelings and so many different emotions going on, and that we all need to just embrace each other and enjoy the bliss that we are about to be in, and to know that it is okay to feel all the feels on that day. And as we stand before God and before all of the family and friends, I just want everyone to remember that this is our journey. It is our day. It is our chapter. It is our love. It is our family. And I'm so grateful for being part of this journey. While I will also take a step back in the same breath, I will embrace everything that they are throwing at me, but I will give that space. It feels good to talk about it. I've kind of kept a lot of this inside about how I've been feeling about the whole thing. It's all good stuff. Yes, while I said there's been moments of ups and downs, we've come through it. We've had discussions, and I know this happens with all families when it comes to weddings, because it is a tough situation to be in, and we've gotten through it. And I'm grateful to be such a part of this incredibly beautiful day with them, and this whole weekend. I'm ecstatic, and I have friends coming in. Unfortunately, my family can't be there. Just my mom is, she's 90. My sister and brother, I've spoken about them before. They have some disabilities, they're unable to travel. I just don't have any family on my side that will be there, but my friends will be there, and they will be there to support me and love me. And I'm so grateful for each and every one of them. And it's just such an honor to have them there with me. And so I know it's going to be an amazing weekend, and all of these emotions will hopefully just simmer and go away, and I'll just be able to enjoy it and get through it. So I am beyond excited for the new couple. I am beyond I am elated. I am elated to spend this time with them. And I want to wish them nothing but joy in their marriage to come, and for many, many years, that they will love each other. They will grow together, and they will learn to respect each other in every aspect of their relationship. They will have each other's back. They will see each other. They will listen before speaking. And they will remember that this is a journey. It is an honor. It is a gift to find the person that you love on the first round and spend the rest of their lives together is amazing. And I wish them nothing but love and joy and happiness. And I am beyond grateful that I get to be there to enjoy it with them. Oh, so if you've been through this, I'm asking you, as the listeners that have just heard me go through all of this, I was a little all over the place because I didn't know what I was going to say or how it was going to come out. And I'm okay with that, because this is just me being real and talking to you guys who have been here with me for the last few years, listen to me talk about relationships, dating, and how everything is. And so this is just me being me. And so if you have been through this, I'm asking you, what helped you navigate this shift? And if you're not there yet, how do you imagine it would feel? I would love to hear from you guys. I would love to know, how you feel about that. What are your thoughts on that? At the end of the day, here's what I keep coming back to, that this is love evolving. It's about learning to take a step back. It's about learning to trust and celebrate this new chapter while still being part of the story, yet in a different way. So as I head into this weekend, I'm holding all of it. I'm holding the joy. I'm holding the nerves. I'm holding the gratitude. And I would love to hear from you. If you've been through this, what has helped you navigate this shift? Email me at Andrea@from Mrs.Ms.com. I could use any advice from you guys, any moments of support, of you got me, that, I've always got you guys. I need you to got me. So email me. Let me know your thoughts on this, how you liked this episode, what I could do differently this coming weekend, how to embrace this without fear. And yeah, you can email me, or you can DM me on Instagram or TikTok at from.mrs.2.ms. And I would love to hear from any of you. So don't be shy. All right, guys, that's all I have for this week. I wanted to spend this time with you, talk about my journey coming up. I will have all the details after the fabulous weekend, and I will fill you in on how everything went. And I just ask that you are all there with me in spirit, and that we get through this together. All right, you guys, have a good week. Talk to you soon. Bye.